Welcome to this one-day match between Sri Lanka and India at Chelmsford. So the outcome is that Jayasuriya has won the toss and we have a great day here for Jim Maxwell is with me and the umpires are already on. So let's take a look at the team. India are about to start their innings. Vas to bowl to Tendulkar. Pierced the leg side field.
That could prove very costly later in the match.
Dilshan is not going to reach that. Tendulkar very quickly onto that one.
It's tough for the bowlers on a pitch like this, as there really is no margin for error.
Stopped by Dilshan. Tendulkar facing. Vas to Tendulkar. Up and over and 4 runs. Vas is not impressed.
Well, it was in the air, but there's no one there. No risk.
Stopped in the covers. And the end of the over.
India will be looking to blast away from the start with fielding restrictions in place.
Kalavitarana chasing that one. Play it away with comfort. Fielded down at fine leg by Kalavitarana. An easy single there to Sehwag. Four wides to India.
4 wides. That's the worst type of result for any bowler.
Tendulkar facing. Gamage to bowl to Tendulkar. Hit straight to a fielder. Tendulkar facing. Stopped in the covers. Tendulkar waiting at the striker's end. Hit straight at Dilshan. Gamage to Tendulkar. Beautiful shot.
Everything was in the right place there. It fairly raced away to the boundary.
And the end of the over.
That's a really good start to the innings by India.
Vas at the start of his run-up. Kalavitarana is after that one. Played into the gap. Just 1 run. Hit straight to a fielder. Vas to Tendulkar. Stopped by Dilshan. Vas continues. Tendulkar waiting at the striker's end. Dilshan goes after it, flicked off his legs. A couple there to Tendulkar. 3 runs were picked up from that over by Tendulkar.
This run rate is suiting them just fine for the minute, but the captain will be thinking about it, I'm sure.
It's straight at Dilshan. Damage continues. Found the gap with that one. Picked up very early by Sehwag.
Oh, great shot. That was 4 from the moment it left the bat.
Damage continues. It's straight at Dilshan. Sehwag waiting at the striker's end. Damage to bowl to Sehwag. That's in the stands. 6 runs. That takes him into double figures.
What an effortless shot. Brilliant.
Sehwag facing. It's straight to a fielder. That over cost 10 runs. Stopped by Damage. Vas continues. Vas to Tendulkar. In the air and gone.
Very safely taken. Soft hands, that's what's important.
Vas gets his first wicket. Let's see the action replay of that. Tendulkar goes for only 14. Vas continues. It's straight to a fielder. Ganguly facing. He's smacked that over the top and been rewarded with 4. That's the first runs of the day for Ganguly.
He should be looking to bowl a tighter line at this stage.
15 overs are left for India. Great shot by Sehwag. He cut that one with great power.
What an exciting square cut. He hit it really hard and the ball just crashed into the cover boundary.
Damage continues. Kalavetana is in pursuit, flicks the ball down to fine leg. Fielded down at fine leg by Kalavetana. That's 2 more runs on the board. He's cleared the infield, 4 runs. That wasn't a very good delivery.
Well, he just got away with it. Risky shot. I'd recommend keeping the ball on the ground at this stage.
Chandana, that one. They've turned that into 2. That's good running. That over helped the run rate somewhat. Ganguly facing. Vas to bowl to Ganguly. Stopped by Jayasuriya. Vas to Ganguly. Vass continues. The 50 is up for India.
The bowler needs to avoid giving away boundaries, so he must keep it tight.
It's straight at Jayasuriya. India will be pleased with the start to the innings. He's taken the aerial route there. 4 runs. Vass is not impressed.
He picked that up nicely, and it's got him 4.
13 overs are left in the innings. Damage continues. Stopped by Muralitharan. Damage to bowl to Sehwag. Stopped in the covers. Sehwag facing. Damage to bowl to Sehwag. Vass is chasing that one, pushed into the gap. Two more for Sehwag. It's straight at Jayasuriya. 2 runs came from that over by Damage. It's straight to a fielder. Ganguly facing. Dilshan is in pursuit. That's 2 more runs on the board. Ganguly waiting at the striker's end. Ganguly facing. One more to Ganguly. Stopped by Jayasuriya. Just 1 run. 4 runs came from that over. That's cleared the infield. Super shot by Sehwag.
Well, he just got away with it. Risky shot. I'd recommend keeping the ball on the ground at this stage.
Dharmasena to bowl to Sehwag. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Dharmasena. Dharmasena won't like that at all.
The bowler doesn't look too happy about it. There might be a little bit more in the next one.
That's a big hit. It's 6. Sehwag absolutely smashed that for 6.
His cover driving is a joy to watch at times.
Sehwag facing. The batsman will have to run these. One run to Sehwag, and the end of the over. He's gone over the top with that, and it looks like 4 runs.
What a clever piece of batting. He picked a safe area and just lifted it over the infield.
It's straight to a fielder. Muralitharan to Sehwag. Sehwag waiting at the striker's end. Muralitaran to continue with his off-spin. There it goes. And he's got away with it. An easy single there to Sehwag. Hit straight at Adipadu. 4 runs came from that over for India. Dharmasena to continue with his off-spin. Dharmasena to bowl to Sehwag. Sehwag has scored 50 off 35 balls.
The bowlers really need to keep it tight this stage of the match.
Sehwag facing. Well, he's got hold of that one out of the ground. That easily cleared the boundary.
Well, he really hit that a long way. Exciting stuff.
Dharmasena continues. The bowling figures for Dharmasena: 2 overs, 0 maidens, none for 27. Muralitaran to bowl to Ganguly. Well held.
The fielder did well there. He made it look easy, but it was a difficult catch to take.
Muralitaran gets his first wicket. This was how the innings ended for Ganguly. Ganguly makes his way back to the dressing room. Well, that's through the gap, and it'll go for 4. Picked up very early by Dravid.
He gave the batsman too much room there. 4 runs.
Muralitaran continues. And that's out. Caught by Dharmasena.
He got into great position to take that catch.
Muralitaran gets his second wicket. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. Dravid goes for only 4.
He wasn't there for very long, as his score shows.
That over cost 4 runs. There's just one there. Laxman waiting at the striker's end. Safely taken by Dharmasena.
That was a lazy shot. He'll regret that when he sees the replay.
Dharmasena gets his first wicket. We can have a look at that again. Laxman goes for a duck.
He hasn't managed to make the scorers work much with that innings.
Dharmasena to bowl to Patel. Dharmasena continues. Dilshan after that one. He's worked that into the gap. The sweeper picks up. A single to Patel. A very good over. Only 2 off it in the end. Vass is after it. That moves the score into 3 figures for India. Muralitaran to continue with his off-spin. Should be some runs here. Fielded by the man at long on. That brings up the 100 for India. stopped by Jayasuriya. Muralidharan to continue with his off-spin. Muralidharan with the final ball of his spell. Five overs are left in the innings. India move on to 105.
He really needs to concentrate on line and length right now to keep the runs down.
Sehwag facing. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Dharmasena. That brings up the 100 for India.
Excellent batting. Got himself to the pitch and struck it hard for 6.
That's cleared the infield. India have taken their total on to 115.
The bowler needs to avoid giving away boundaries, so he must keep it tight.
Vas chasing that one. That's cut behind square. Fielded by Vas. India move on to 117. Sehwag just guides the ball down to third man. That was athletic fielding by Vas. Sehwag said he looked as if he was home to me. Sehwag waiting at the striker's end. "18 runs came from that over. Chandana to bowl his leg spin. Pushed into the gap. India have taken their total on to 120. He's taken the aerial route there. 4 runs. India move on to 124.
A bit uppish, but safe enough. 4 runs.
Dilshan is in pursuit. He's got it into the gap. Dilshan out at long on. India have taken their total on to 125. India move on to 126. Sangakkara is after it. India have taken their total on to 127. 8 runs came from that over by Chandana.
This is what you'd call a healthy run rate. We'll see if they can carry it throughout the innings.
What an amazing catch.
It might have looked easy, but it wasn't.
Jayasuriya gets his first wicket. This was the end of the innings for Sehwag. India are 5 down now for 127.
He had a century in his sights, so he'll be a little disappointed.
Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. Dilshan out at long on. India move on to 128. Just runs that down to third man. India have taken their total on to 132.
The bowlers really need to keep it tight at this stage of the match.
Patel facing. Stopped in the covers. Patel waiting at the striker's end. Kalavitar is after that one. The batsman will have to run these. India have taken their total on to 134 and the end of the over.
India are really taking the attack up to the bowlers, and the run rate reflects this.
And that's out. Caught by Rush.
A slight fumble, but safely taken in the end.
Chandana gets his first wicket. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. So then, that's the end of... There it goes. That was well held. It was in the air a long time.
Well held. It must have stung his hands coming down from that height.
Chandana gets his second wicket. This was how the innings ended for Harbhajan Singh. That's a duck for Harbhajan Singh.
Well, they're through to the tail now and should tie up the innings quickly.
Very smartly stumped by the keeper.
That's a great piece of work by the wicket-keeper. He whipped the bails off in a flash.
Chandana gets his third wicket. Let's see the action replay of that. Patel is making his way back to the pavilion. India move on to 135. A very good over. Only one off it in the end. India have taken their total on to 136. Nice work that by Patel.
Excellent wicket keeping. The batsman only just straight out of his crease.
Jayasuriya gets his second wicket. This was how the innings ended for Bahutu. India 9 down now for 136.
A first ball duck. All that way just for one ball.
India move on to 137. Jayasuriya continues. There it goes. And safe. Fielded by the man at long on. India have taken their total on to 138. That's straight up in the air. Vas couldn't quite reach it. India move on to 139. The innings has ended with the score at 139. Sri Lanka are about to start their innings. Sri Lanka won a narrow victory over India. So to sum up then,